All right. This is Group 11. I'm John.
I'm Leanne. I'm Megan.
I'm Noel.
I'm Xinhu.
I'm Jennifer.
Today, we're going to be talking about power, various forms of power. So guys, one of the first terms in the chapter, in chapter 5, was coercive power. And according to the book, it's kind of like when someone uses coercion over an employee, using negative punishment. In the book, it says it's based on the ability to administer punishment or to give negative reinforcements. Um, so, does anyone have an example, maybe, of when someone's used coercive power against you, or maybe one of you guys used coercive power against someone you didn't like? I don't know. Anything could be possible.
So, like, if people late to my job or like not in dress code, my boss will like give them a verbal warning, and then she says like, "I'm gonna write you up," and then like if it happens again, then it will be like serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was working,
Will probably lead to like getting fired.
yeah,
Yeah, eventually.
I was working at me as well. We had a dress code, like all jeans have to be cupped, and so whenever we actually go in, jeans are not cupped. We got a verbal warning first, and the second time just be put off the schedule for like a few weeks. So we won't even get time basically. So that's the form of punishment that imposed on us.
Yeah.
I had a similar situation. I worked at a place where it was similar dress code, but if we didn't wear the right shoes, we would actually just be sent home for the shift. Like we couldn't work that day. They'd just be like, all right, you're out. No hours today. So that always was a bummer.
What was the big issue?
It was technically a safety issue. I worked at like Dunkin' Donuts when I was younger. And so you couldn't go behind the counter if you didn't have like no slip shoes. Yeah. And so, yeah, they were real strict about that there.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be in my store, but I've never owned non-slip shoes, and somehow I've gotten away with it to this point. But they always say, like,
they always recommend it. They got to put it in their guidelines, but some people are strict.
Right. I guess it depends on the manager how hard you really want to enforce stuff. But
yeah, she definitely had a coercive power. Can't pronounce that right.
Yeah. Jennifer, you might not know. Obviously, you probably don't since you weren't in the first couple of discussions. But me and Leanne both work at Starbucks.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So we definitely have had to deal with stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it kind of eased up.
Life.
Yeah, exactly. But it kind of eased up, Leanne, like when they switched the dress code a little bit and kind of like got more lenient with it, obviously. But before, I think it was just like you could only wear maybe white or black. Was that about? I think that's right. It's been so long now, I can't even remember.
It was like way easier to enforce that one than our new one. Their options, but at the same time, like people just like abuse it, and it's just like I don't really care, but
yeah. See, to me, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but then again, like ever since, because we eased up for you guys, it used to be just like white or black shirts, and then you could wear khaki pants or black jeans, whatever. But now they wanted to be cooler, I guess, so. Now they let us wear like anything from blue to gray, and you can wear like stripes and everything. But then sometimes people come in with like V-necks, like navy V-necks or something. I'm like, I don't really think you can just wear a T-shirt. Not that I care, but
she completely entire back is appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, people just abuse it, so it's kind of hard. Now that we like eased up, I guess it's harder for managers to really come down on people. So I haven't seen as much like negative consequences coming lately, but they definitely have more reason to be upset now. But for some reason they're not using coercion as much anymore, which I guess is good. It makes it more
Yeah.
peaceful to work there, but
A little more lax of a environment.
yeah, which is cool, obviously, but and sometimes people just feel like they can do whatever they want. So I guess in a way,
And take
sometimes
advantage.
it's coercion sounds pretty bad. Like when you say someone's coercing you, that sounds pretty bad, but
That sounds forceful.
That's a-
Using violence or something.
Yeah, it does.
yeah, I mean, violent coercion might not be good. But yeah, it does I'm sure it does have its uses for. I've never been in a management position, Leanne. I know you're a shift supervisor, so you probably know better than I do about its usefulness. But I guess I've
I
never really
mean-
been in a position to coerce people.
Like, if I tell somebody, like, they're really, like, doing something that's not okay, I'm like, you can go home if you want, and then they kind of stop what they're doing.
Right.
But sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah.
In the book it says it's really good for like gaining obedience of your employees. And
Yeah.
it also works for like quick
Yeah.
results as well.
Seems like it would.
So if you have
I mean, I
like a
definitely
younger
inclined
employee.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I think
But I
it
mean-
depends on the rewards given too. Like when someone actually follow orders, like the next current power is reward power. So very much means you're getting rewarded because you're doing a good job, or getting bonuses.
Right.
But if someone's not doing very good and they see those people getting bonuses, they're gonna feel bad as well, you know?
Yeah, I guess it could be a hit or miss, but I mean, for me, I definitely am more likely to do a better job if I feel like I'm going to be rewarded.
Yeah.
Like if there's some incentive, then I'm probably going to work harder. And then
Yeah.
if someone coerces me with some kind of punishment, like I'm going to get written up or whatever if I don't follow X rule, then I just like resent that person. I'm just like, well, whatever, I don't care anymore. So for me, definitely reward power seems to be a better incentive. What do you guys think? For
Yeah.
you specifically, what do you think would work better?
Yeah, it's a good incentive as well, definitely, because it, gives people more reason to do the job.
Yeah, for sure.
This summer I got a raise at my job actually.
Hey,
Congrats.
And I feel like after that I was a lot more motivated with my
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's how I'm feeling. I haven't gotten a raise in a while, and I'm just feeling like slowly and slowly less inclined to do like really good work. So my boss got to employ that reward power sometime soon.
Where do you work at now?
Partner of the
I
quarter,
work at another
and I see a lot of
Wait, what's
people
that?
that like, oh, we do partner of the quarter. I'm sure your store does it too, right?
Oh yeah.
What
And
do they do?
some of the people, I'm like, I don't know why you got that, but
I work at like a small business, so they don't have many rules and regulations.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have a partner at the quarter of my store too, and I've been there for 5 years and I've never got it. I don't know how, but somehow
Yeah,
I've just
I'm-
never been.
4 years and I finally just got it. And I was like, wow, thanks, guys.
I don't know. It's crazy too because like new people will come in and they've been there for like 1 quarter and they get it their first quarter. I'm like, wow. I guess, but I
You can
mean,
definitely see
at the
like
same time,
the favorites in the store.
yeah, that's how it is. If you're nice to like the best people, then you get rewarded. But I don't know. It'd be cool because then everyone else, you get like, it's not just recognized. They do give you like a $75 bonus, I think, something like that. And then, but it's just like I feel like the recognition would be cool. But then again, I only work like 3 days a week because I'm a full-time student, so I don't really think I deserve it that much more than anyone else. But it'd be cool, It'd be a nice incentive to work harder, I guess.
Definitely.
Accurate. Yeah.
So then it goes on to talk in the chapter about like difference between legitimate power and like expert power. So I guess my question would be, because legitimate power is power that's just like given to someone based on their title or like their position.
Yeah.
And then expert power is based on like their expertise, obviously. So, what do you guys think you respect more between those two? Like someone who's just like a CEO, or someone that we'd actually interact with, I guess more like a store manager or like a district manager, or someone who actually just like knows what they're doing regardless of their title. They just know everything about the job. What do you guys think?
I
definitely.
I feel like in legit power, at times the power gets to their head a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's cops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've worked in places where people just get handed titles out based on the number of years they've worked for the company, but they do absolutely nothing. And it's just, why are you getting these titles, So I don't agree with legitimate power. Rather, I lean towards expert power.
Yeah.
I definitely agree there.
Yeah, I think so too. Another aspect we need to touch on is kind of like the ways that like a cultural difference could influence the different powers. Obviously, it would, I would think, if you go to a completely different country, they probably have a completely different view on everything that we just talked about. So I guess, have you guys ever worked with anyone like maybe from a different country or something that has a completely different idea about stuff like that and may respect a different type of power? Has anyone ever experienced that?
I haven't worked for anyone of a different nationality, but I have heard stories, horror stories, because they tend to abuse their power, especially when it comes to legitimate power. So they're very coercive. They they yell a lot to their employees, because people in Asia, they value paternalistic leadership, where everyone is a family. So they think that these CEOs are like the head of the household, and so he has the power, and so he would yell to his underlings, and it's just a terrible situation because not everyone agrees to his plan, but they have to follow because that's what he said. So that's how culture affects organization, I guess.
Yeah, and like in our culture, most people wouldn't really respect that at all. They'd probably feel like they're, being talked down to, and then they just resent that person. So
just make you comfortable and like you wouldn't even want to go to work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. I've never worked under or with anyone from a different culture, but I have like working at Starbucks, there'll be people who come in there all the time who are like tourists from a different country, and their culture is just so different that just the way they interact with you can tell that things are different completely in like their approach to talking to people and interacting, and just like you would think that they're not being polite, but that's just the way that their culture is, and that's just the way that they're used to interacting. So I can only imagine someone in a power position is probably the same way, and to us, if we observed that, you'd probably think they're being talked down to and whatnot, but they're really just, that's what they're used to and everything. But
my sister had lived in Japan for 2 years, and she was telling me a work week they could go and talk to their bosses and just like go out for everything that they didn't like about work.
Oh, wow.
Different here. Like I would never go to my boss and just be like, I don't like this. I don't like what you're doing.
Yeah, never. I think most people.
They're very involved with their personal lives, and from what I've understood about the cultural differences there, which in like America or Canada or anything like that, we really respect our privacy. So we kind of find it intrusive when they like really want to be into our personal lives, and we don't think of them as like that father figure or anything like that, like you said. Which it's interesting because my boss is very into our lives, and she'll drop a dime and like do anything for you if she needs. So it's interesting to experience that.
Yeah.
The same way, but I actually kind of like it. Like it makes you feel like she actually values you and like cares about you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it can
That's
go
how
either
I feel there. I feel like really valued there just because of that, where she like you can actually tell it that she cares, and then you can talk to her really about anything that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You're having a bad day, like you can actually talk to them and like let them know like this is what's going on and like this is why I'm acting this way.
yeah.
That's exactly how we are. We walk in and we're like, I'm having a crappy day. Don't talk to me. Like we legitimately do that. And so that's how the day goes, because there's only it's me and then only 3 other employees. So it's very tight-knit circle.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it definitely just depends on the person and how they like. I think I would like that, you know, maybe to an
Which
extent, but it just depends.
I feel like that's almost a type of reward power, because it's like she's rewarding us with her loyalty and like her faithfulness to us. So
Showing that she cares and
it's
whatnot.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what's funny? Going back to that topic about, your boss being really friendly to you and very open to your problems.
Yeah.
Because the book actually mentioned that females actually prefer to stay under paternalistic of a female boss rather than, a male to a male boss, because male boss tend to kind of like, what is it, exert the power on you. Like, for example, go back to Asia last summer. Like, my friend was, just hanging out with me. Then he saw his boss. He excused himself to go over there and greet his boss, kind of like buy his rings for him. And I'm like, why do you do that? And he was like, I have to, otherwise I'll be fired. I have to get back to work,
wow.
And so it's like, what?
That's crazy.
That's extreme.
That's a negative example.
Yeah, no, that is a good example. Jeez. I'm glad it's not like that over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything, guys. So
Wait, what's referent power?
referent power?
Yeah. Role model power.
Yeah, like when people admire someone. So I mean, that could be someone you just work with and you just really like that person, and maybe you guys could get it from your managers from the fact that you kind of have like a personal relationship with them, so you just admire them. So I guess they'd have referent power.
They definitely do. In my head, it's weird. When I was reading about that power, I thought almost like a parent. Like they have a certain power over you, and you'll do what they say and respect them because you admire them.
Yeah.
Usually, in a situation, you usually admire your parents. So that's how I kind of thought of just parents, not even like a managerial type of position.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely applies, I'd say.
I don't know if anyone else thought that.
No, I definitely agree. That's awesome. I hadn't really looked too much into referent power, but now that I did, I definitely agree with that. That's a good example. But yeah, I think that's everything. So good discussion, guys. Thank you, everyone. It was fun.
Yeah.